until I hit my last breath. Music's everlasting even if past death. Not overacting, music's never past tense. Colliding with the greats, welcome to this crash test.
All right, guys, welcome to the BringTheBars podcast. This is episode 35, and I'm joined by Doja Mello-D. How you doing, man?
Hey, what it do? Thanks for having me here, Casey.
Of course, man. I'm excited to have you on. And to start all these off, I want you to just introduce yourself to everybody, let them know a little bit about your music and where they can find it.
Okay, well, I'm Doja Mello-D, and like the name implies, I come with the melodic vibe on the music. I'm with Rare Music, which is a record label under Empire Distribution. I'm a member of several groups, Somos Cuatro, which is me and three of the homies, Little Chris, TLM, Wedo, former Dope House artist, and Chucky the Killer from SPC, South Park Coalition.
Yeah, I find, because I was actually looking through your music and I noticed on one YouTube channel, a lot of your features is Trill Republic.
Well,
what group is that?
Trill Republic is a homie. Shout out to the homie Double R in Waco. He's a good friend of mine. I don't know if you know Zero, the Houston rapper. He has a similar flow to him. They're pretty good.
How did that connection come about with the whole Trill Republic or with Zero?
Well, and then my partner, Little Chris TLM, he's Trill Life Music, and I rock Trill Life Music with him on our group, Doja and Little Chris Music. You can find me on all major streaming platforms under Doja Mello-D as well. You can check the Doja and Little Chris Music YouTube channel. We got tons of music over there. I mean, the channel, I think it has like over 100K streams on that one.
Oh,
I
nice.
actually really haven't promoted that like through the BringTheBars because that's the group project, myself and Little Chris TLM. Big shout out. But like recently, because I have my solo projects coming out, that's why I've been promoting.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I've been hearing snippets of it. And, you know, to start it all off, I want to go back to the beginning for you. Is what influenced you or who influenced you to record that first track, to get in the booth and actually put your voice in recording?
We're in middle school. We always were musically inclined. Myself, my cousin, shout out Isaiah. He's also with Rare Music. And we had friends we had growing up, and we would rap and at like the cafeterias, I would sing with girls. We would harmonize, and I'd do a hook, and then we'd freestyle. And my good friend Calvin, his mom had his mom had like a little record label in the studio, and that's where we really first started officially recording. Because before that, it was on karaoke machines.
Yeah,
making mixtapes and all that, like way back in the day. It's still in like the 90s, like late 90s.
Do you remember the very first song you recorded and what it was about?
Matter of fact, I do. It's not the first song, because like I said, we did multiple like karaoke, whatever.
Yeah.
But I believe it was all about the music, because when we first started, we had a little group. We were middle school, and it was FOG, Family of Gangsters, and we had like a little subgroup, because the FOG was like the family, and there was like lots of us, and it was ABTG, All About the Game. So that was probably one of the first actual recordings that was professional.
Yeah, like going through a lot of your music as well, it's preparing for this interview with you, is that you can tell with your music and with everybody you're featured with, and your groups and everything, you're not just influenced by hip hop, it sounds. You're influenced, you have like rock influence, reggae influence. So what other genre of music do you think has influenced you as much or more even than hip hop?
Well, my uncle, he was a metalhead. So like I grew up listening to that, and then he turned into a hip hop head. So he was like, when I was real young, my source for that type of music. And I've always love Spanish music and tropical music. And I mean, for me, I don't really, I'm not too discriminative as far as the genre. As long as it has a good melody, a good vibe, that's what I look for. That's why, I'm open to experiment. Like my reggae album, we just laid the guitar tracks. Sunday we're gonna finish recording the last guitar tracks, and it actually, there's almost a heavy metal vibe in there because my guitarist, shout out Mello-D, he's he brings that vibe to it, and it just goes well. Like it's unfortunately I couldn't send you any of the works in progress because those are going to be released on Empire, and as well they're not fully mixed. So
I'll hear them eventually.
oh yeah, they're coming out, and we're gonna have. I'm gonna actually gonna press up physical copies of the reggae project. It's gonna be a trilogy, 3 EPs.
Oh,
So
nice.
on EP, yeah, I already have. They're already recorded. I just need like 2 more songs to finish for the third. So everything's already, it's in the works. Not to mention Spanish album with Little Chris TLM. I got an album with my boy Jason Jones. We got 14, 15 songs. Shout out Jason Jones in Las Vegas. We got that project. We got a project with my cousin Supply the Supply out of San Antonio. Shout out, cuz. As well, the Rare Music family. My cousin Isaiah. He has big features coming right now. We actually have I don't know if you're familiar with Baby Bash, but one of his newest artists, Lily. We have a summer anthem that can't wait for that to be released. I haven't been able to leak any snippets, samples, or nothing. It's been a year in the making.
Damn, man, I can't wait. And I was gonna lead like talking to you about I was gonna ask you, are you thinking of any jumping like not jumping ship, but doing different genres of music? And it already sounds like you got a whole bunch laid out.
Definitely, dude. Besides the reggae, myself and the guitarist Mello-D, we've been discussing, because he can play all the instruments. We're gonna go track live band, which is gonna be, he's gonna play the drums, the bass, the guitar, keyboards, and we're gonna go like that and make an album that way. And sort of like a mixture of several genres, not in the box. Because one of the conversations that I've had with the business people, as far as I work with and I'm connected with, is that I have my own lane. I've created my own lane because I don't just fit into this. I try to be lyrical, try to have the punchlines, the intelligence, but at the same time bring something that's nice to hear, not just, you gotta stand out. That's what I try to do.
You absolutely do. And I was talking even, I've talked with Kronos before. I was talking to a few guys in the BTB group, and they talk about how quick you are with the turnaround rate when they want like a hook or a feature, and how you're right on the ball. You turn it around real quick. They talk really highly of you. So I was just wondering,
if I have time.
I was just wondering, like, when you put a song together like that, do you even write it, or are you freestyling a lot of your hooks and stuff like that?
I don't write. I stopped writing, like actually writing, 2 years ago. So all my music for the past maybe a little over 2 years, 2 years, 2-3 months, and I'll freestyle maybe 3, 4, 5 bars at a time. I come up with what I'm going to say in my head, and the melody, the delivery, and then I'll build from there. So instead of, going over the verse a million times to write your lines, I'm recording it as it comes to me. So with that process, I can literally knock out a hook and a verse in less than an hour.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. We were talking about it on another show. It's going to debut soon, actually, a hangout show I do. And he was talking about you and how quick your turnaround rate was. And I just was curious if you actually wrote it. And
well, I write it all up here.
Yeah.
I do a lot of driving for work, and we travel everywhere. And so we travel everywhere, and so I have time on the road, so I'll hear beats and I'll be coming up with ideas. I have concepts. I have concepts and whatnot for a song or whatever, or maybe a hook idea or a melody. And like I'm always on my phone, so I'll go ahead and record a melody. I might not have the lyric at the moment, but I'll have the melody.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna actually
got
a special appearance.
I just got photobomb.
We got a special appearance showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because mad props to you on that loyalty hook you did for Kronos too. I absolutely enjoyed that. I can give you props on a lot of your songs that you do, but that hook, I loved it. It fit everything perfectly, and that was the one he was talking about. And I was going to ask you a little bit about your writing process, and I like that how you said you get the melody first before even any lyric, how you kind of want it to sound, and that makes sense with your sound of your music, because you always have a melody in a form of in different ways in every track.
This Bone Thugs and Harmony for me was a big influence as well. Yeah. So, like for me, the writing process is to come up with the delivery and the melody. If there's going to be a melody, because I mean I'll flip it too. I don't know if you've heard my songs where, I mean I got that quick tongue, but I just bring it when it's needed, because nobody wants to hear somebody rapping a million miles an hour throughout the entire track. There's no, you gotta have elegance with it, you know, like Crazy Bone. He'll hit you with a rapid fire and then give you a nice little harmony and bring it back. So that's like my goal is to keep the audience, the listener entertained and on the edge of their seat during the performance. So that, and also like with the arrangements, like I know most hip hop songs, they're not really formally arranged like classically. Like there's no, it might be an intro, a hook, and then a verse, hook, verse, hook, verse. Yeah. I try to go more in depth and add bridges and sometimes second bridges and just change the structure of the song to stand out and listen like for the overall flow. Yeah. So that way it's fluid. It moves like fluidity.
Yeah, it's true. Like you said, a lot of it nowadays is, well, before it used to be a lot of 3 verses, and now with the attention span dropping, it's like 2 16s and a hook between the 16s, and that's a song nowadays. So you don't even hear bridges much anymore. And I like hearing
I'm trying to bring that back.
Yeah, it's great to hear that. And that's where features are great as well, because you got different voices all coming together and it breaks up the song with different melodies and everything. And you do a lot of features, but you have your own solo stuff as well. What do you prefer working on? Do you find it easier to do a feature or to do your solo stuff? Is there one you prefer over the other?
I think like when I do features, it's I'm a little more motivated, because the reason being, when you work with others, you wanna bring your A game. You wanna be, you gotta outshine yourself compared to what you normally would do in your comfort zone. So with that being said, I try to bring a friendly competition to the feature, so that way everybody brings the whole vibe is intensified. And like, because if they send me a feature, like most times they just send the beat and they're like, we need a hook or a verse. So I have to set the tone. So I try to set the expectations to a point where that the artist that I'm working with has no choice but to give a great performance. And
so do you prefer working on a blank beat then on a feature, or do you prefer having the guys at least verse in there or anything like that first?
I mean, typically I'll ask them as well, like if they have like a concept, because a lot of times people they'll give me an idea for a hook or something, and I'll have to modify it, and like I'll do it the way they ask first, but then I'm like, well, check out my way, because I might add an extra syllable or change the melody or use the same concept and topic, but just rearrange it a little bit, so that way I feel comfortable with it, because I'm just I'm picky when it comes to music, because I'll sit on my solo work, and I work really hard on that. Like, I mean, I posted a couple previews of the solo, like the hip hop. I have
Yeah.
over 200 songs recorded over the last year. That's for that. And we had a couple issues with some of the producers, so I'm in the process of getting beats remade because I purchased beats, but the producer sold it to 20 people when it was supposed to be exclusive.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And there's no point in releasing it if I can't get paid for it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's actually going to lead into a part of my question here is with the whole creation process of a song, you know, you got the writing, the recording, the promotion, the mixing, the beat selection, all this. What is your favorite part of that whole process of a song, creating a song? And what's your least favorite part of it all?
To be honest, my favorite part is when it's all said and done and I can listen to it.
Yeah. And what's your least favorite part of that whole process?
When I get writer's block and I'll be stumped, you know, I'll lose perspective on the song. So I might step outside, or I typically never spend more than one session per verse, or you know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
it's cohesive. Because if I was to record something tonight, excuse me, if I was to record something tonight and then tomorrow the vibe is completely different, because it's like being an actor. You have to be in the mindset and the feeling, because music it's an emotion.
Mm-hmm.
So like if it's a sad song, then obviously you want the listener to feel the pain.
Yeah, you don't want to be going bouncing from a high energy party song to write on that same night, writing that sad emotional song, because it's not going to translate. But yeah, it's when you're talking about writer's block, what do you do? Everybody hits it who's a writer. What do you do to conquer that, to get over that hump when you do hit it?
I mean, usually I'll go watch TV or something for 20 minutes or something, and then get a fresh perspective on the beat, play the beat again, play the beat without vocals, just mute everything and go back from scratch and maybe freestyle, just get in there and see where that opens up. Maybe because if you try to take it down one lane, it might be a dead end. So I've had times where I've dropped an entire verse and then 20 minutes later, I had come up with something better and I deleted that verse.
Have you ever had one of those songs where you had a little bit written to, and then you kind of just scratched the idea, but found it again like a year later, and then it just clicked or anything like that?
Definitely. I have in total, I've probably recorded over 1,000 songs, if not more. So with the catalog that large, I have ideas for days. And I mean, I try not to pull things from the past, but if I'm in a punch, that's the bag of goodies. So it's automatic. You can, have a nice punchline and then build something off of it. So like maybe borrow a punchline from a song that I did 10 years ago that hasn't been released.
Yeah.
Take the punchline and then retrofit it, change the whole dynamic and just use that one punchline and build off of that.
Yeah, because it seems like you can have your lyrics can be on point. Like it's happened to me many times as well. You have the lyric, but you didn't have like the content just yet. And then finally, when you get the content of the song, you're like, well, that punchline is going to fit in there nicely now. And I like how you do that. And in this Bring the Bars group, talking with everybody you work with, you're kind of getting you're becoming the hook guy. Like a lot of people look at you like get Doja on a hook. Do you take pride if you were called the hook guy, or does that like typecast you in that, like kind of you don't want to be considered a hook guy?
I've always been that role ever since the beginning, because my original point of view on that was how do you stand out with 5 other people?
Yeah.
Oh, you can be on the hook. You're going 5 times plus your verse. So that's the way to make yourself to stand out. And then I always felt like it gives you the added pressure, because like I work well under pressure. So I have the pressure to set it off for the other group members or whoever else I'm working with, so I have to give my best performance. I can't slack off on it. I can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and the hook is always the glue a lot of the times to the song. So when you're that guy and you can glue the track together, it's a
Well,
win-win.
if you have a really strong hook and you have passable verses, it doesn't matter because today the listeners' attention span, most average listeners, they're listening to the beat. If the beat sounds good, and they have a hook that they're going to be humming along with that beat. And then if you got, let's say 12 bar verses, they zone out during that. So I've always felt like that's the most in focus part of the song, because if you have a strong hook, then the rest, it matters, but not as much.
Yeah, and you're talking about the attention span today. The beat's the most important thing. When we started this off, you were talking about freestyling and recording in the '90s. Is there anything that, like, in today's hip hop, we all know it's changed drastically? What do you like about what has changed in hip hop, and what do you miss about what you were hearing in the '90s and everything? Like, what do you find is good and bad about today?
I miss authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
I miss people being themselves. Nowadays, I say I see it. We got all these weirdos out here, dressing like women, setting, these weird examples for our children. They got, grown men rapping about gangster stuff wearing a dress. That doesn't make sense. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But
yeah.
Back to the point is, in the '90s, in the early 2000s, people took pride in what they did. They wouldn't do all that humming, all that. And that's bubble. I've always been told mainstream music is bubble gum. It gets chewed up and spit right out.
It's now,
true. That's, I rarely listen to the radio. Just to be honest. But like, I do a lot of live shows, so I see other acts, and I try to be a team player and support everybody. But at some of the shows and concerts we do, and the peers, they all sound alike, sound the same. And back in the day, it was all about your uniqueness. What do you bring to the table differently? How are you
trying to fit in?
And nowadays it's like, oh, we want to sound like that guy. So
it's so true. Now it's all about fitting in. You lost your identity. And on the flip side of that, is there anything today that you found has like evolved for the better in hip hop?
The digital recording era, because I taught myself how to engineer. I've been doing this for a long time, and software is amazing. Once you know how to use it, once you can use I personally use Pro Tools, and everybody has their own DAW preference. But at the end of the day, it's a tool, and like the setup I have, like I got my controller over here, my mix board. So I got my transport controls. So I literally have it helps the workflow.
Yeah.
So instead of clicking, I'm just pressing, what I want to do is set a loop, record until it's right, or whatever. But the convenience to be able to translate your idea into a final product nowadays is way easier, because when we first started recording, we had 8-track recorders. We had to bounce tracks down to consolidate them to make space to record new ones, because the mixer only held 8 tracks.
Yeah. So it's true. It's evolved so much.
It was way more convenient, and it allows you to work more efficient.
Yeah, and efficiency is big, because a lot of people that I've interviewed on this show, and a lot of the BringTheBars members, we have lives outside of the music, with jobs, with family. Like we have a whole life outside of music. So how do you find time to balance? Because I know you have a job on the side, you have a family. How do you balance the music with your everyday life?
Well,
and do you find it difficult at times?
I'm lucky enough that I run my own business, so I can somewhat dictate my schedule. So, since it's my business, and but music is life. With no music, there's no happiness. So I mean, like for me, example is it's just what I do. So some people, they do whatever they do for their recreation, and I can justify dedicating time, money, effort to music because at least my recreation is creating something. It's not just wasted time. I'm not gonna go to the park and I mean, don't get me wrong, I still hoop, but I'm not gonna go to the park and hoop every single day.
Yeah.
And you get nothing, nothing back out of it.
Yeah.
So at least my time, it produces something.
Yeah,
So
the way I
that's
always compare it to as well, like you're saying, is some people are really big into video games. That's their recreation. They go and spend money on the consoles, the video games, all that. And for me or in you, recording a song is our recreation, where instead of spending the money on the video game or this, that, we're spending it on creating.
Definitely. And you have something to prove for it. Like at the end of the day, you have your record. You have your project, whatever you recorded, and that time wasn't lost. It was captured in that moment. You captured the vibe, that energy, that emotion. So it's a win-win, being a musician.
Yeah, and you put a lot of emotion, especially I believe this is titled "But Angels Watching." That song, you put a lot behind it, and the story behind it, and what you went through. And when you write those kind of songs and release them, do you find that like a therapy for yourself, or is it kind of hard for you to actually release that song?
No, as a matter of fact, on that particular song, there were several personal deaths. There was 3 in a 1-month period, as well as I lost my father, my uncle at a younger age. So I felt that. So I didn't like that song. It was more of like a third person narrator telling the story instead of that, from first person. It was, you know what I mean? That's how I wanted to come about it. Like I was the angel watching, telling the surviving family members, what was going on, and explaining what I was watching them. You know what I mean? So it was a tribute. Rest in peace, Michael. Little cousin Michael. Rest in peace, Michael.
My condolences, man. Rest in peace for sure. And it's good when people can release songs like that, because every time putting an emotional song out there, it's tough. It's tough to write. It's tough to record it. But like I was asking you, like, is it therapy for you? Does it just help you get the emotions out more than anything else you would do in life, really?
Believe it or not, I recorded that whole song. I came up with it and recorded it in 45 minutes. Yeah, no.
Turned out good.
Like it came out. Like I was feeling that vibe at the time, and it just, it came out.
Yeah, you're big on going for what you feel at the moment. You can hear it in the different styles of your music. You can tell what you're feeling that day you recorded it. And it suits the name well. And that's one thing I like asking my guests as well, is Doja Mello-D. Like, when did this name come about? And did you always go by that name?
Okay, check it out. I always went by Doja, but then when I got serious about putting music out there officially and legit through the right channels, there was a copyright issue, and the owner of just Doja, they were asking way too much. So at the time, I was managing a Tejano artist, and this individual came up with the last name because Mello-D, and because I'm always with the melodies, so that's how the melody came about. But since I was like 9 or 10, 11, 12, Doja's always stuck.
Yeah, it's interesting how people's names come about, and some even change throughout the times as well. They go by, one year they're going by a whole different name, and I find it suits you perfectly. And going through your catalog on YouTube, you type Doja Mello-D, you got a lot of music videos out there as well, and you even got the Vivo music video. How was it working on these sets and these videos you shot in-house, or like did you outsource the videos, get producers and all that for them?
Maybe half and half. Well, nah, less than that. I think three or four of the like the first videos we did, they were like high budget. We did All I Knew, Doja and Lil Chris music. That was one of the first ones we shot. Then the A Game. I mean, I know a lot of people, and so like we have access to locations and whatnot. So and as well, for directors and photographers. So we bring them in on those projects. The Go Getters video, I don't know if you've seen that one. It's Go Getters, Doja Lil Chris music featuring TIC.
I don't know if I have. I might have. I went through a lot of music video. I saw your Vivo one. Of course, Blue Bill Stacker for the BTB Awards.
Oh yeah, that one I edited. I edited that one. It was so the videos would be like I said, All I Knew, the A Game, Go Getters, Pay Me What You Owe, Back on That Road. We shot 2 videos in Las Vegas. A solo with one of my childhood friends that I grew up with. What's that one called? Pay the Cost. As well, we shot Don't Trip, Doja Lil Chris music, and my boy Sal, Dreams. Check out Dreams from the Northwest, Pacific Northwest. Shout out Dreams. What else? We got Back on That Road. We did 2 Spanish ones. I shot one of the videos for it was a commercial we did in Vegas for my bachata song, which is a Spanish genre, with like a fast guitar, 12 string, and the Blue Bill Stacker, The Long Day. I got 5 videos that are already recorded that I got all the footage. I just haven't had time to finish those. So I mean, all them Kings. What else? There's a couple more that are out there. Been a long time, been a long time, and I think two more Spanish videos. Hold on one second.
No problem.
All right, sorry about that, man.
No problem, man.
I'm a dad too.
I got kids too, man. I have the door locked and he was banging on it earlier. Back to the music videos. That's interesting. Like, you have a lot going on. When you write a song, is sometimes in your head, do you see a video going along with it right away, or is it something you kind of pick and choose afterwards? Like, oh, this would make a good video.
Well, when we started shooting videos, because lots of videos, I've came up with a script, we all sat together, me, myself, Little Chris, Wedo, Chucky, everybody like in the group that we work with. When we create the song, it's made for visuals. So we already have, it's already understood that it's got to be structured in what everybody's talking about for it to be, to be a video.
Yeah. So
that was one thing we had all discussed and, reached an agreement on, that every song should, if you can't produce visuals for it, then there's no point in finishing.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially when you have the idea that you want a video for that song. Yeah. And you were talking earlier about the reggae EPs coming. You have a 3-part series of the reggae EPs. You are working on a solo thing. You're still working with the group. What's like the next thing we can expect for you? Like, is it a single drop, and you have any date you want to announce of the next single video?
We got 2 singles that are going to be dropping in 2 weeks. What's the name of that song? It's in 2 weeks and 3 weeks. I'm dropping 2 singles, in sequence. One's gonna be This Is H-Town with Marcus Money, We're definitely gonna shoot a video for that one. And then the other one is No Option, and that's Little Chris TLM, Wedo, and myself. As a matter of fact, that one we actually recorded 2 days ago.
Perfect, man. I can't wait to see them. I'm looking at the time now. We're going to have to wrap up the interview soon, but I don't know if you watched these before, but I always end with the final segment that I do. It's called Name Your Bars. So basically, I got 5 different songs here with a couple bars from each song. I'm going to just read the bar out to you. No flow,
Okay.
no beat, no nothing. I want to see if you can tell me which song these bars are from of yours.
Okay, let's go.
All
Let's see if
right.
I know my lyrics.
So the first one is, got up out the mud, I almost reached the ceiling. Call it what you want as long as you go get it.
Man. I know
I'll
that
give you
one.
a little hint, has something to do with
Crap. Hold on, man. My daughter's distracted.
no worries, man.
So yeah. Crap. Which one is that? That's okay, it's not and then it's not. Man, I don't remember.
That one is Pay Me What You Owe Me.
Oh man.
No worries, man. It's rare when everybody gets all their 5 bars, especially just somebody reading it out to you. It's so tough.
I know, because that was only one. That was only half a bar.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
context.
All right, and this one, I think you'll get this one, but it's bad boy is what they call me. Bad boy is what they call me. There it is, Police. All right, the next one here is, if you die for me, then I'll lie for you. Keep it 100 in everything I do.
I know that one.
It's a feature that you did.
I think that's with the Loyalty with Kronos.
Yes, it is, Loyalty. And I got the final 2 here is, they don't make them like they used to with this new generation. Loyalty out the window, anything for ratings.
Yeah, that's Pay the Cost.
That is Pay the Cost. And we're on the final one is, I'm going to put it all in. I'm going to leave ballin' straight to the back.
Oh, man. I don't know.
That one is Long Day. Yeah, you got 3 for 5, man. Especially if you're recording all these songs. That's pretty damn good in my book, man.
You know, the crazy thing on that Long Day was there's the OG version is actually a solo. So yeah, there's two additional verses, but that was my homeboy TIC and Double R. They happened to be in town, and so I ended up dropping the first and second verse, and then we shot the video to that out in Galveston.
Oh, perfect. Well, I cannot wait for your new music, man. I want to thank you again for doing this. I had a lot of fun talking to you, and I'll let you enjoy your night with your family.
Okay, and one last thing, the first installment of the reggae EP is going to be coming out next month. It's going to be in July for sure. Tomorrow we have Sunday finishing the guitar tracks. So I'm probably going to release 2 versions, the original and then the guitar ones. So and I'm pressing physical copies. I'll get you a copy of those also.
I love it, man. I'll get one off you. All I ask for you is to sign it for me.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. If it blows up, man, sell it on eBay.
Perfect. All right, man.
Another one.
All right, man. Have a good night, and thanks again for doing this.
Thank you for having me on here, and shout out to BringTheBars and everybody I worked with on there, and anybody I might have forgot. I'm a busy man, but I ain't forget you. We all got a lot of work we got together as well. We need to work on our feature.
Yeah, it's coming because I'm working on Global Domination too at the moment, and I'm definitely asking you to be on something. I know I've said that we've been talking back and forth, but now it's finally in the starting process. I will be reaching out to you 100%, man.
Oh, anytime, man. It was a pleasure being on your show. Shout out to everybody who follows you, listens to you, and have a nice evening.
You too, man. Take care.
All right, thank you.